Welcome to Mizuno Ballpark, where we have the match-up between the Halswell Hornets and the Albion Anteaters. In the batter's box, leading off for the Halswell Hornets, we've got number 7, Collier. And introducing the defensive lineup for the Albion team, we have on a pitching mound Kev Papuni, in behind the dish Ian Mcfadden, over at first base Caleb Parsons, at second base Joey Flynn, third base Kotiti Patia, at shortstop we have Corey Durham, at left field Ryan Rhodes, centre field James Bolton, and over at right field Chris Agnew. I've got 3 balls here on Collier. And picking up the walk, we'll bring into the batter's box now number 8, Sam Church. And Church pops down a bunt along first base line. Cleaned up tidy there by first baseman Parsons. Flick it over to Flynn to get the out, but Collier making his way over to second base. And that brings into the batter's box now for the Halswell Hornets, number 10, Connor Stanley. A good lead pitch there by Papuni. Just calling time to have a chat to his catcher. Get each other on the same page. Got some good softball weather here in Canterbury today. Rain just holding off. Good cloud cover. Just keeps the heat off the game and the glare away, so it's a nice day out there for it. Going to take our count to 1-1. Stanley taking a good swing at that one. Takes our count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Stanley taking a big cut at that one, missing it and getting away from the catcher to allow him over to first base. And that also brings Collier around on the misfield to get a run on the board. That brings into the batter's box for the Hornets, number 23, Harrison Bruns-Croy. And on the bat, that's strike one. And Stanley takes off, stealing down to 2, gets there nice and early. Yeah, 2 strikes on the batter. And big swing and a miss on that one will get the second out and bring into the batter's box now number 27, Isaac Nation. Nice pitch on the inside by Papuni. It'll count a 1-1. And Nation sends this one over to the shortstop, who picks it up cleanly and gets the out at first, and that'll retire the side and take us into the bottom of the first innings. Hornets on the board, 1 run. Introducing the defensive lineup for the Halswell Hornets. On the pitching mound, we have Harrison Bruns-Croy in behind the dish, Ruben Elkins. Over at first base, Fletcher Dew. At second base, Max Sargent. Third base, Aaron Collier. At shortstop, Isaac Nation. Left field, Sam Church. Centre field, Connor Stanley. And over at right field, Marty Warren. A big swing in there by lead-off batter, number 13, Joey Flynn. Making contact for a foul ball. Another swing. Takes our count to 2 strikes, 1 ball. And Bruns-Croy pops that one down the middle to get the out. And umpire Nikki Ogier just going out to have a wee chat with Brunscroy, possibly on the holding for 2 seconds before taking the hands apart. And in the batter's box now we've got Kotiti Patia. And Brunscroy comes in strong with lead strike. Two balls, one strike. Fatia getting a hold of that one, high hop over to the first baseman, Dew, who links well with his second baseman to get that out. Those ones can sometimes just hang that a little bit too long, with Fatia being quite a fast runner, almost beating that one out. That brings into the batter's box now for the Albion Anteaters, number 29, Corey Durham. And Durham gets a hold of this one. It's going to be into the gap. Oh, good attempt there by the centre fieldsman to track that one, but it had a bit of spin on it. And Durham makes his way over to third base. Apologies if the video is lagging a little bit. See, it's starting to play up a wee bit. Into the batter's box here for the Albion Anteaters. We've got number 26, James Bolton. And Bolton doing a good job, 3 balls. And gets a hold of this one. Oh, hard bounce off the dirt there for Nation. Almost being able to pick that one up, but a nice hard hit there by Bolton to get himself safe at first base. And that'll bring into the batter's box for the Albion Anteaters, number 7, Ryan Rhodes. And our umpire on that first pitch called an illegal pitch. So we've got a count of 1-1, and we've got the runner over at second base now. And big swing and a miss. We'll take our count to 2-2. And another illegal pitch called. And a nice one there down the tracks to get Brunscroy out of that hole and protect that run that they got in that first innings. And it'll take us into the top of the second innings with the Halswell Hornets currently leading the Albion Anteaters 1-0. And we're in the top of the second innings, and in coming into the batter's box for the Halswell Hornets, we've got number 2, first baseman Fletcher Dew. A legal pitch. And Dew looking to pop the bunt down, but pops it into the air and taken nicely there by the third baseman. That brings into the batter's box now for the Halswell Hornets, number 3, catcher Ruben Elkins. Elkins taking a big swing at that one, not quite being able to connect. Another illegal pitch. Nikki Ogier obviously cracking down on the pause for our pitches here. Being nice and consistent in her calling. Yeah, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Just down into the dirt. It'll take us to a full count. Catcher Mcfadden just heading out to the middle to talk to Papuni to make sure they get their calls right. Possibly we mix up on that one. And good attempt there by the shortstop, not quite being able to pick that one up. And good connection by Elkins to get a single. It brings into the batter's box for Halswell Hornets, our right fielder, number 13, Marty Warren. Yalkin stealing to 2. Getting there nice and safe. We've got 1 ball. And another illegal pitch. And big swing and a miss. A good comeback here by Papuni. Going to full count. Appreciate the heads up on the score. Do my best here to try and keep the iPad up to date while scoring and commentating. A nice hit there by Warren over shortstop's head into the gap. That'll score Elkins and pick up the single. And that brings into the batter's box now for the Halswell Hornets, number 4, Max Sargent. Go short. That one's a foul ball. Must have made a connection on that one, so we've got a count of 101. And little pitch called again. It's a shame, that was a nice pitch. Just needed to make an adjustment here. It's a hold for 2 seconds. It's not a big adjustment. Nice comeback pitch. We've got a full count. And a big swing and a miss on that one. Might be a foul tip. Nice pitch in there by Papuni to get the second out. And that brings him to the batter's box. Lead off hitter, number 7, Aaron Collier. Takes a big cut at that one, fouls it off into the back net. Fouls it off again to take the count to 2 strikes. Change up by Papuni. Nice pitch. Collier holding his hands back but not quite getting it out in front. Sending it foul down first base line. Count remains 2 strikes. And Papuni gets that one past Collier to get the third out, and that'll take us into the bottom of the second innings with the Halswell Hornets currently leading the Albion Anteaters 2 runs to 1. And leading off for the Albion Anteaters, number 14, catcher, Mcfadden. Takes a big swing at that one, and Bruns Croy gets it past him. And we've got a count of 1 ball, 1 strike. That rise ball rising well out of the zone. And Mcfadden sends that one, just a slow roller over to first baseman Dew to pick it up to make the out. That'll bring into the batter's box now for the Albion Anteaters, number 68, Chris Agnew. Yeah, legal pitch. Got 3 balls. Good comeback here. Full count. And change up. Gets past Agnew to get the second out. That brings into the batter's box for the Albion Anteaters our pitcher, number 11, Kev Papuni. So just next weekend here at Mizuno Ballpark, we'll be hosting the South Island Provincial Championships with a lot of these players will be featuring in multiple teams over the weekend. Out of the Albion Anteaters, we have Kev Papuni is helping out Nelson, pitching for them, and Kortiti Patia is also heading to play for Nelson. And we have the first baseman, Caleb Parsons, is going to be helping out Southland men. And Papuni sending that one foul. Takes the count to 2 strikes, 2 balls. And good eyes there by Papuni. That was a very low pitch. Full count. And this time getting a swing from Papuni and the third out. That takes us to the top of the third innings. Halswell Hornets currently leading the Albion Anteaters 2 runs to 1. Leading off for the Halswell Hornets is number 8, Sam Church. Big swing and a miss. Takes count to 1 strike. And looking to go short. Not quite connecting. Takes count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a nice pitch in there to get the first out. That'll bring him to the batter's box, number 10, Connor Stanley. So we've had a defensive change for the Albion Anteaters. We have number 7, Ryan Rhodes, has come in to catch. And catcher from the first couple of innings, Ian Mcfadden, has headed over to first base. I'll do my best to keep up with what changes have been made. Looking to put a bunt down, sending it back into the back net. And the other changes on that defensive lineup, by the looks of things, starting first baseman Parsons has headed over to second base. Second baseman Joe Flynn has headed out to left field. So it's just a bit of a shuffle around the diamond. No one substituted off. Let's change pace, and Stanley flies it up to first baseman Mcfadden to take the second out, and that'll bring into the batter's box number 23, Harrison Bruns-Croy. 2 balls, 1 strike. Another change of pace. Popped it up and taken out by the catcher. And for the 3rd out, it was a good innings there by the Albion Anteaters. And it'll bring in to the batter's box now for Albion. We'll have a lead off of Caleb Parsons. As mentioned before, we have the Jeffreys and Jubilee Cup coming up next weekend here in Mizuno Ballpark. We'll have teams in the men's competition for the Jeffreys Cup from Nelson, Canterbury, South Canterbury, Otago and Southland. And in the Women's Jubilee Cup, we will have Canterbury, Otago and Southland. There will be coverage on our live stream from Diamond 1. There's 4 time slots over the Saturday, so plenty of softball to be watched. As I said before, lead off batter here for the Albion Anteaters, we have Caleb Parsons. Legal pitch, takes account to 1-1. And big foul ball back into the umpire's roost. Takes our count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Full count on Parsons. And Brunscoy getting that one past him to get the first out. That brings him to the batter's box for the Albion Anteaters, number 13, Joey Flynn. One and one. Flynn just pushing that back foot out when he's swinging, which puts him slightly off balance and not being able to reach, get the barrel of the bat to the ball. taking out his hips. We've got a count of 2 balls, 2 strikes. And gets this one down, third baseline, just a bit of a fumble over there, allows him to single. Doing a good job to put that ball in play. Then bring him to the batter's box. Number 8, third baseman, Kortiti Patia. That was a nice stolen base there by Flynn. That throw got away quickly by Elkins. Thought they were going to have him, but it just went through the glove of the receiver over at second base. And that pitch just getting away from Elkins allows Flynn over to third. We've got full count on the batter. And a nice hard hit down to the second baseman who gets the out at 1. But Patia doing a good job getting an RBI, scoring Flynn. It brings into the batter's box now. For the Albion Anteaters, number 29, Corey Durham. Just fouling that one off on that first pitch. Trying to pull out, but not quite. And sends this one down third baseline, just heading off foul. We'll take the count to 2 strikes. Change of pace, goes into the dirt. We've got 2 and 2. And Bruns Croy coming back on that one and getting the third out. And it'll take us to the top of the 4th innings. Scores all tied up here between the Halswell Hornets and the Albion Anteaters. And we're in the top of the fourth innings, and leading off for the Halswell Hornets, we've got number 27, Isaac Nation. Nice lead strike there by Papuni. Nice catching in there. Picking that one up. We've got 2 balls, 1 strike. And Nation picking up the walk. That'll bring into the batter's box number 2, first baseman Fletcher Dew. And just getting down in the dirt away from the catcher, allowing Nation over to second base. Timeout called by Albion. So injured player Lupiti Sumner heading out there to have that timeout with his team. Currently unable to play. It's tough on a team when they lose a key player. Sumner having a good season with the bat. Rise ball getting up, well out of the zone. Coming off the crossbar, coming back into the catcher, picked that up nicely, but Nation makes his way around to third base. And that knocked down by the shortstop may allow the runner over to first base, but also holds the runner at third, which is key to do in a tied up ball game here. So we've got runners on 1 and 3. And into the batter's box now for the Halswell Hornets. We have the catcher, Ruben Elkins. And he sends a nice fly ball out to centre left field. Will score Nation, and stand up double there by Elkins. In a batter's box now for the Halswell Hornets, we've got number 13, Marty Warren. That one getting away from Papuni, and hit pitch allows Warren over to first base, loading up the bases here for Halswell Hornets, and that'll bring into the batter's box now number 4, Max Sargent. And Sargent sends this one over to the second baseman, who does a nice job to pick that one up and recover to get it over to one to get the out. But the Hornets also able to pick up a run. It's a tough play to make, that one, diving away from where you're needing to get the ball, and on the inside of the diamond. And in a batter's box now we have number 7, third baseman Collier. And Collier gets this one, sends it over to the second baseman Parsons, making the play at home, but runner being able to get under that tag, loosen up that ball. Elkins getting across the plate there. Yes, you're correct, John. The 100% chance of rain hasn't eventuated yet. It's a bit ominous out there. It's a few spits, but good softball weather. Collier makes his way over to second base there, stealing that one. Albion having another chat in the middle. In batter's box now we've got number 8, Sam Church. A nice comeback there by Papuni to get the out at the plate, and that takes it to 2 outs. And into the batter's box now for the Halswell Hornets, number 10, Connor Stanley. And Marty Warren doing a good job there, getting a little bit stuck in the middle, but causing enough confusion that he manages to get home. Yeah, we're hearing you, John. We are very thankful to be able to play down here, and even with the rain looking like it wants to settle in, certainly quite happy to be out here playing. Papuni doing a good job there to get the 3rd out, and that'll take us into the bottom of the 4th innings. The Halswell Hornets doing a little bit of damage in that innings, stretching a lead out 6 runs to 2. Leading off for the Albion Anteaters, number 26, James Bolton. on the change of pace. Draws a swing from Bolton and tag out made by Elkins. That brings into the batter's box for the Albion team, number 7, Ryan Rhodes. Rhodes sends this one high out to the left fielder who takes that one cleanly. Had to travel a lot of ground to get to that one. And we see coming into the batter's box for the Albion Anteaters, number 14, Ian Mcfadden. Sends this one down to the second baseman, who will make the routine out at first and retire the side. We're heading into the top of the 5th innings. The Halswell Hornets currently leading the Albion Anteaters 6 runs to 2. We've got some changes being made and we're about to get back underway in the top of the 5th innings, and to have a hit for the Halswell team we have number 23, pitcher Harrison Brunscroy. He drives this one hard up into the second baseman Parsons' track there to get the routine out at first. And that'll bring into the batter's box now number 27, Isaac Nation. Nice pitch there by Papuni, takes the count to 2 strikes. Good job done there by Koteti to get the out at 1 and get the second out and bring into batter's box number 2, Fletcher Dew. And Dew sends this one deep and high out to centre field and taken nicely out there for the third out. That'll take us into the bottom of the 5th innings. Hornets currently leading the Albion Anteaters 6 runs to 2. Leading off here for the Albion Anteaters, we've got number 68, Chris Agnew. Certainly hungry to have a good swing at that ball. Got 2 strikes. Been getting a bit of background on these teams. Albion having a few players out here with injury. And a nice pitch there by Bruns Croy to get the first out. So with players out injured, it means that players like Kev and Chris, who generally don't hit, specialist pitchers, are in having a cut at the ball. And Kev doing a good job there, fouling that one off. Although our pitchers don't always hit, generally they are pretty good in there. One ball, 2 strikes. And Papuni popping that one out over the back net again. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. And on the change of pace, he draws the swing from Papuni to get the second out. And that brings into the batter's box now for the Albion Anteaters, number 18, Caleb Parsons. Parsons sending this one high, and it's over the back net. Count remains 1 ball 2 strikes. And puts this one over the plate to get the third out, and that'll take us into the top of the 6th innings. Score remains 6 runs to 2 with the Halswell Hornets leading.
Is there an up there? Is there an up there?
Sorry about the delay in the commentary there, guys. Just taking a few calls. The rain has set in into a couple of other parks. So we're back on board here in the game where we've got Ruben Elkins into the batter's box here for the Halswell Hornets with 2 strikes. And Papuni doing a good job there to get the out at the plate and bring into the batter's box. Now for the Halswell Hornets, number 13, Marty Warren. Certainly sounds like we've got the best ballpark here at Mizuno, with the rain not quite making it to us. Sounds like it's set in at Kaiapoi. Which we shouldn't complain about, as we are in desperate need of the rain at the moment. It's pretty dry here.
So now is it licensed?
A hard hit ball there by Marty Warren down to the shortstop to get the out at 1. for the second out, and now into the batter's box. We've had a change of players. Sees Mason Woodford coming in for Max Sargent. A count of 1-1. That one getting up and out and away from the catcher. 2 balls, 1 strike. Good discipline in the batter's box here by Woodford. And on that legal pitch call, Woodford picks up the first base. And that'll bring into the batter's box here for Halswell, lead-off hitter number 7, Aaron Collier. And that one up and out. We've got a count of 1-1. And Collier doing a good job there, though it hits him out of the box, so that's the third out. And we're heading into the bottom of the 6th innings with the Halswell Hornets currently leading the Albion Anteaters 6 runs to 2. And as we head in the bottom of the 6th innings, lead-off hitter here for the Albion Anteaters is number 13, Joey Flynn. Oh, hits this one hard down to the third baseman, Woodford, to get the out at 1. And that'll bring in number 8, Kotiti Patia. Fouling that one off into the back net will take our count to 2 balls, 1 strike. And held his hands back nicely on that change of pace, but not able to get it through the infield play by Nation over to Dew to get the out. And that's the second out. That'll bring into the batter's box now for the Albion Anteaters, number 29, Corey Durham. And Durham gets a hold of this one, sending it out to the centre fielder, who takes that catch. And for the third out. This will take us into the top of the 7th innings. The Halswell Hornets currently leading the Albion Anteaters 6 runs to 2. Leading off here for the Halswell Hornets is Kieran Nation. And we've got a routine out from the second baseman, Parsons, to get the first out. The batter's box now for the Halswell Hornets. We've got number 10, Connor Stanley. And check swing, and it fouls it off into the back net. We've got a count of 1-1. We've got a slight little bit of rain out there now. Just enough to dampen everything. Nothing too bad though. And Stanley does a good job to send that one straight up the middle, pick up the single. And coming into the batter's box now for the Halswell Hornets, number 23, Harrison Bruns-Croy. That Roswell just getting away from the catcher, allowing Stanley down to second. And comeback pitch by Papuni to take the count to 3 balls, 1 strike. And Bruns-Croy picks up the base on balls. And into the batter's box now for Halswell Hornets, number 27, Isaac Nation. Nicely pitched there by Papuni. And good recovery there by the catcher to find that ball that got lost in the dirt a bit. And hold the runners at first and second. 1-1. And getting that one past the batter. Got 1 ball, 2 strikes. Setting one over the back net, taken nicely there by one of our spectators. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again into the back net. And Nation sending that one foul down third base line. Count remains And Papuni getting out at the plate for the second out. There's a good long at bat there by Nation. And into batter's box now for the Halswell Hornets. We have first baseman Fletcher Dew. And again, just about the same as last time, fly ball out to centre field, taken nicely there by the centre fielder to get the third out. And that takes us into the bottom of the 7th innings. Halswell Hornets currently leading the Albion Anteaters 6 runs to 2. And we're in the bottom of the 7th innings. Albion looking to get some runs back here with lead-off batter number 26, James Bolton. Fouled that first ball off down third base line. And Bolton sending that one into the back net. The count remains 2 strikes, 1 ball. And another foul ball. And this time Bolton gets hold of it and sends it out to the centre fielder, who takes a nice catch out there. And that'll bring into the batter's box now for the Albion Anteaters, number 7, Rhodes. One. And Rhodes got a hold of this one as well, but set up nicely out there in centre field to get the second out. And now into the batter's box for the Albion Anteaters, number 14, Ian Mcfadden. And again out to centre field, covering a lot of ground there to get that one though for the third out, and that'll be the game. The Halswell Hornets taking the match 6 runs to 2 over the Albion Anteaters. Thanks for tuning in. Next game is due to get underway at 3 o'clock. Hoping that rain holds off.